Gonna call it Wolf Fang Fist for now. Not in relation. Guys, how do you say that? In memory of Yamcha? In honor, yeah. In honor of the mighty Yamcha. Skeletons don't bleed with Comic Center. Remember when Yamcha was strong? Yeah, remember that? Remember when his leg got broken by Tien Shin Han? I think he never was strong. Like, when was he strong? Against Nappa and Vegeta? I don't know, man. Good idea, claw attack should have bleed damage. Yeah. I wonder where the struct for ability is. It's great that I... Okay, there we go. What is this OST, the previous? You can do exclamation mark last song. I'm emo. First we saw him. Yeah, first we saw him. But even then, I think he was weak. Like, he didn't do anything. He only managed to beat Goku because he was weak. And so yeah, by the way guys, I reworked the grass yesterday, the entire day. And this is how I ended up. This is what I ended up with.
Hello.
Song sounds previous song. Previous song. It's called previous song. Right, Skill, good morning. How are you doing? So yeah, it took me a long time to get this grass going. I managed to add, or I also added in a couple of different leafy tiles, and I also added in more of a variation on the tiles. And I tried to clean it up a little bit so that the focus is around the gameplay and not the grass. But it's still eye-catchy enough so that you can tell immediately, oh, this is a tower defense game. And now we actually know, yeah, this is a tower defense game. Now we know. Majin Buu was a cool character. Yeah, it was. That's true. Have you played They Are Billions tower defense game? There is a tower defense game for They Are Billions. And so what I did yesterday was take the entire tile set and redo it from scratch. And so I still have the old tile set here everywhere, it's saved. But I took the current tile set that we had and I turned it into a completely new one over here. And now we also have a darker version of that here. And I could even go one step further down, one step darker. And if I want to make a new tile set, I just take the existing one and then build exactly the same structure that we have here. I rebuild that here below. And then in this tile editor, the idea is that I'm going to have some sort of offset shift that allows me to shift an entire tile set by an offset. And then all of these tiles change automatically to that offset. And I don't have to build the same level again in a different tile set. But that's for much later. First and foremost, today we're going to focus on the Wolf Fang ability. Just wanted to let you know what I did yesterday. And this is the result of what I did. I'm very happy about it because I think now the game is getting even closer to feeling like a real tower defense game. I also reworked this here to make it fit the art style of the game. And so yeah, okay, so you guys, we're going to name the ability Fang Fist for now in honor of Yamcha. The weakest of the Z characters, actually. Rip Bozo. This guy is a Rip Bozo if I've ever seen one. But he's still cool, and so we're going to name it like this for now. If you guys have any idea... If you guys have any idea what could be a better name, feel free to let me know as well. Okay, so this is how an ability looks in my game. We have some sort of ID, that is what type of ability it is, and then there's a bunch of data that we need to fill in. And I think we should start with the sprite for the ability. That's what it looks like as an icon in game. So for example, this guy has on the bottom here, this is the wind slash icon for this guy. And thank you very much for following. No. Did someone follow or not? Okay. A collector of stuff. Confused. It's an amazing game. You can peek at the trailer quickly and grab some inspiration. For example, you could implement a pit which deletes certain amount of enemies. The skeleton just got hit from a swing, miles from the orange. Yeah, because I increased the attack range of this guy so I could make a cool thumbnail for YouTube. That's the only reason. Their stats are not actually... Their stats are not actually accurate. An accurate representation. Okay, so I thought I would draw something like this as a wolf scratch. And this is an inspiration of... I think I want to draw something like these scratch marks here. I think this looks good. Now we just need to make them a little thicker. Because we like it thick, right boys? That looks really bad. Get yourself a webcam tablet, Cakez. Nah, why would we need that? Why would I need that? If I can just use my hand. It's the same result, really. I'm not really happy with this one. I don't like this scratch. Right here. We're gonna make that one look a little bit cooler. Okay, I think this looks good enough, and then...
Gotcha, bitch!
Ah, that looks good too. Thank you very much for following. Noob Coder Watcher. Collector of stuff. Is that you? Following with these weird accounts? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, brother? Why you do that? Looks good. Yeah, I think it looks good, right? This looking nice. Could maybe add in Okay, so this is the scratch mark that I'm thinking of. Maybe there could be a better one. And now the important part is, I don't know exactly how to rotate it, but for example, let's say if this guy attacks to the right, or let's say we have one here, and he attacks up, we need to rotate that scratch mark, right? But let's first put the scratch mark in a good position. I don't know, maybe here. Okay, now that we have the scratch mark, we need to add it to the game. We do that with the assets. First, for every asset, we need to create an enum ID. Where do we put that? Five head maps, bro. Okay, we call it wolf fang slash. And the way this works in my engine is I have to supply the atlas offset and the sprite size of where to find the sprite in the atlas. And so, for example, for this sprite, it is positioned on 848 by 176. So 848 by 176 is where that is. And then we obviously created a 32 by 32 sprite. Potentially we could make this a little smaller. I don't know, something like this box right here, maybe a 22 by 22 box. But then it's always difficult for me to place things in the atlas. And so I try to stick to 32 by 32. Mostly. Not always, but mostly. Or let's say I try to stick to the A sprite size of 16 by 16 or a multiple of that. Or half of it. It's always easy to position elements then. Alright, now that we have the win slash in the game, we could actually already display it. And so I think for now, whenever we use the win slash ability, I just want to see how it looks. And so I'm going to make, instead of spawning a win slash, I'm spawning a sprite wolf fang slash. And which means we can already test it immediately. I also need to make sure that I save the texture atlas. I need to make sure that I save the texture atlas and export it. So that it is updated in game. Let's see here. Alright, this is where we wait. Oh, I see. I need to restart the game because I reloaded assets. Or I added in a new asset and everything's shifted. Okay. God damn it. Cakez, how is Atlas red during runtime? It should be as a whole somewhere on heap and red parts of it each time you load a sprite. No, you read the entire atlas because it's not that big. The entire atlas is at most 10 megabytes, maybe 12. Why wouldn't you just load everything? Let's see. Assets, textures. Cakez framework. Where's my sprite atlas? Texture atlas. Hä?
Uh-oh. What happened to penis?
Oh, it's a PNG file. Wait, it's a PNG file? Okay, let's see. Wait, how big is a DDS file? 4 megabytes. And that was 1000 by 1000. And now we have 4 times 416. 16 times 4. 64 megabytes is this. This is 64 megabytes. Romco, thank you very much for following, bro. Welcome. So, yeah, we have 64 megabytes, but whatever, man. Oh my god, that DirectX logo is so nostalgic. Hey, yo. This one right here? Yeah, that is nostalgic. That is true. 100%. Alright, so we are spawning. Let's see how this wolf fang slash looks like when we use it in game. And also if it is rotated correctly. What is that emote? Is that a hamster? Taitake, hey. Hello there, bro. Don't mind, by the way, don't mind the grass here. I have been experimenting with some grass changes and I have not updated this level yet, okay? So pretend this doesn't exist. But this is the result, by the way. For those of you who are just joining now, this is the new background that we will be using in the game. And to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what I'm gonna work on next, like style-wise for the game, something like this is going to be added. To get the proper camera perspective going for the foliage. The only characters that are going to be drawn sideways are the oranges. So I can display armor on them. Like for example, the leather helmet, a shield, you know, different types of helmets, weapons. All of that is much easier to see when you see that from the side. Alright, let's give him wind slash. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, that actually doesn't look that bad, I have to say. Let's see that again. Now the question is, how is it correctly rotated? Is this the correct rotation? Is it correctly rotated when it looks like this? Let's try this rotation first. Stripes shouldn't be moving. No, you don't understand. Like, you're not listening. I said I replaced it with the wind slash. Obviously the wind slash is moving. I just wanted to see how it looks in game, bro. Obviously it won't move. Okay. What is it? What happens when... I think it's not correctly rotated. Let's try that again. And I always wanna target the first. The first unit referring to the first unit that spawned. Let's see here. I think if I want it to be rotated correctly, it needs to look like this. Unfortunately. So we... Oh! Actually that looks good. There's only a couple of things that we have to change here. Let's see. That's exactly what I want. Yeah. Alright, now that we have how it looks, we actually need to implement it the same way that we did with... The same way that we did with the buff for the sword. You know, you guys remember when this guy... When this guy was using a buff, he lifted up his sword, and then at the very end, the ability would be activated, and you know, we draw this nice little animation here. How long have you been working on this project? Almost 3 years in total. Let me see here. No. I've been working on the game for 2 years and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 months. So 2.5 years almost. I'm counting the learning phase. Yeah, well, I'm not. Because that was mostly spent on Vulcan. Where the fuck is this guy hitting him? How is he hitting this guy? Also, what the fuck is that? Sword. Okay. I think it's best to start with the function to actually create abilities. So in this function... I fucking hate my phone. Okay. So in this function, I create an ability on the stack and then I fill in the data. Like, for example...
Hello, Cakez.
Hello, Magetza, my man. Good morning. How you doing, bro? How's it going? Looks great. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I did this yesterday. It took a long time, but I managed to do it. And now I have a much better way of drawing or designing maps. Fortunately. There's a lot more stuff going on and it looks much more busy than before. For example, if we take a look at this Blazing Touch, I just give it a name. I put in an ability description. Oh, actually, where's that? I put in an ability description and then I set some data and some stats. Like, for example, what is the duration of the ability and what is the cooldown. And then how much it costs as well. And so we need to do the same thing for the latest ability that we have added. And I usually like to do that at the bottom here. We can use the intervene ability as like a template. This is a Wolf Fang Fist ability. And then I think we could put a string here as well. Again, if you guys have any idea of what the name of the name for the ability should be, just let me know. Let me see. Intervene over here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Jomama Slash. Okay, now that we have the string, we can supply that over here. And now that is the name in the ability already. We also want to have a sprite. That's basically the icon that is shown on the bar. Like, for example, this intervene icon right here. So I suppose we add that now as well. I always have two versions of the same icon. The blue icon means that it is not trained on the ability tree yet, or the skill tree, and the green one means that it's active on the skill tree. For example, if we go in the game, you can see that this one is not trained on this guy right here, but this one is trained. And that will have to do with skill points that you will be able to earn when you level up. And you can level up by killing more and more monsters. And so those abilities will be unlocked as you travel through the skill tree. You know, some similar like in Bloons. Guys, gotta put on something real quick. Why does it always have an update, bro? How much? 800 megabytes? It's crazy how much they update this game. Bloons 3 update notes version 40. New hero, Spirit Walker. Oh, I see. They keep updating because for every hero they add, they can buy, they can sell it, right? Update 40 live. There's a new hero and then I guess a new map as well. That map looks really good. It's like a frozen land. Let's see. Yeah, look at this, guys. This looks really cool. It's like a frozen map. I'm pretty sure like those are obscured. No, those obscure your vision. God damn it. Okay, we'll wait on that. Let's draw the icon first. So I take it you guys like the new grass. Now you can clearly tell that this is a tower defense game, right guys? There's no more question about what the game is. And I also think it gives a lot of visual clarity on what's going on. I still do miss the old tile set a little bit, I have to say. But fortunately it is not as busy as the old one, which makes it very clear to see. Alright, what do we draw here? Do we just draw slashes? Pixel perfect. Like the new weed, yes. Oh my god. Is this annoying? This pixel perfect is really getting on my nerves. But this, I think, is not good enough. Hello, sir. Hello, Wombots. Good morning, sir. There's Vampire Survivor's color palette. Pretty sure it has white too, yeah. So I want to add in some bleed to this. Or we add in like a dark claw. Not sure how you're gonna do that. Trying to make a claw. Not actually that easy. Hmm. It is on. It is not adjustments. Hue saturation. What if we make this a little bit transparent? I don't think it works, right? Shouldn't it have 3 scratches with 3 fingers? Yeah, I guess it should. But even then, like... Hey, Snoggy good morning. And Christ, my man, good morning. How are you doing, bro? Long time no see. Hope you're doing good. The left one is better. Yeah, I think so too. But how can I add bleed to this? Oh yeah, maybe that? That's it. This is gonna be it, boys. Very simple skill icon. Does not need to be crazy good. Now the question is, what type of background do we want to have? A red one to indicate that it's bleeding? Yeah, that's better. Nice. Hey, the cute pro. Good morning. Hello there. And now we need to create contrast. That is not what we call contrast. And it needs to fit with the bloody theme. It's either red or this very dark red. Outline? I don't think I want to have an outline. I'm gonna use this color. Fuck, I can't actually use that color. Maybe red. Shouldn't only the bottom edge have blood? I'm just gonna put it everywhere. This is supposed to be just a scratch. You can see it. It has to do with bleed. Put it here. Maybe I have not tried the other ones. Before I'm just calling it done. There's not enough contrast here. I don't hate it. It's not actually not that bad. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use this. Nah. I'll use the red one. I like that one more. Okay. Well, we could try an outline. To see how that looks. But... I don't think that works very well. I hate that. I hate when this happens. Okay. Nah. Maybe leave the dark blue like the other backgrounds. The other backgrounds I have not designed yet. If you take a look at all of the other abilities, they all have different backgrounds. It depends on what type of ability I have. It's always a different one. For example, this one has blue like the other ones, but this one's green. This one's red. You know, it always depends. I'll use this to show that it's bleed. Okay, now we need to put that icon in the game. And for that we again need the position on the bottom left. That is 40 by 656. Sprite icon ability will Fang Fist. And that is on 40 by 656. Will you animate it? It smells like bad programming in here. Hey, TCap, wanna see something? TCap, you wanna see something, bro? I'll show you something cool. That's a cool exception, yeah. Holy balloons, yoink. You imported balloons to the in your game? Okay, bro.
Am I so out
Sure,
of
bro.
touch?
Sure, bro.
No.
Kent_C just subscribed. Big tick support for 2 years.
Hey, my man, Kent. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Means a lot to me. Thank you very much for joining. Copy pasted the OG level. The path, yes. The path, yes. I use the exact same path as in the balloons level. But I'm talking more about the tile set and the sprites. Where did the leaves go? Which leaves are we talking about? The fuck what? You talk to a drunk guy for 2 hours and he just goes from one topic to another, never answered a question fully. The fuck what? On the light green? What? Which leaves are we talking about? There are leaves. Looks a lot more clean, but also a little empty. Yeah, it's empty because it's supposed to be a tower defense map. It's supposed to be empty. It's supposed to be filled with your heroes. You did not have any plain green tiles. Everything had dirty leaves. Yeah, but that's bad, because it draws too much attention to the grass. And now it is more saturated, or it is more, there's less contrast between it, which allows the eye to focus on what is important, which is this, the characters. Okay. Let's see here. We have the ability in the game. Now that we have the ability in the game, we can also add that, or at least the icon we have it in the game, we can add this to the ability. We can add that to the Fang fist ability. So now that we have this, which means now we can actually see the icon and the name on the ability when we display Fang fist. In order to test if it actually exists, we can go into the skill tree, and this is where we can edit some nodes. For example, this node right here. We can change the type to be a skill. And then we can decide which skill it will be. And here at the very bottom you see we have the Fang fist. You can already see the name, Fang fist. Has a cooldown of 2 seconds and a duration of 10 seconds. Now obviously that is totally wrong and we need to change this data now. And so yeah, let's go. Oh. It would be very humor and comedy if the tangerines, if the orange have penis. What are you talking about, Jordan, man? No. These are fucking tangerines, bro. And thank you very much for following Korea TV. I appreciate it very much. For testing purposes, oh my god! For testing purposes, I'm gonna leave. For testing purposes, I'm gonna leave the cooldown on 2 seconds. And there is no duration of the ability, so we can get rid of that. The ability type is something internal. That just means that it's harmful. It means that it deals damage to someone else and not myself. Basically, I use this to determine whether someone is attacking or not. And the target type, point and click, meaning that it is a single target type that we are attacking. It's not an AoE ability, for example. Now, maybe I will turn this into an AoE ability later. We'll see. Target priority is something left over that I have not yet implemented. Basically means this ability can target a special unit, like the weak, strong, first, last, but I have not implemented that yet. And I don't know if I ever will. Randy has a new video, by the way. Hello there, Inuka. Yeah, I saw that. We'll watch the Randy video in a second. I just wanna implement it first, this stuff right here, and then we move on to that. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. The ability has stats, and every single stat can change based on what type of ability I use. For example, we have a list of stats right here, which is a lot, you know. We have health, energy, attack, knockback. And there you can see a bleed chance, a bleed damage stat. All of those are very important for this attack. And also attack. So I think I want to put the bleed chance to 100% on this attack. It will always bleed. And then I want to give it a bleed damage multiplier. Because bleed is dependent on attack damage. As far as I know, yeah. So we actually want to use all of these stats. So for example, the stat attack. Oh my god. Hello again, after I gave you the Fang fist. Huh? You slept like 4 hours, I bet. Have you already watched the videos? No, I have not watched the videos yet. My gets up. How do you know that, Jordan? That's actually true, yeah, I did. I was awake until I was done with the grassy tile set, and that took until 3 AM. So you're right. I can see it in your eyes? How can you see that in my eyes? How do you see that, I'm used to look at your pretty eyes, bro. Appreciate it, I guess. Let me double check here. Intervene, scratch. It uses the attack. Increased. Okay. I hate it so much. I hate this so much. It is so frustrating that it is just so annoying. So if we take a look at the scratch ability, which is an ability that skeletons use. Every time they get clear close. Every time they get close to one of my units, they use their ability. Looks something like that. It's just an attack. And in the scratch ability, we decide how much attack damage they do. In this case, we don't change the stat attack, which means that it just uses the base attack of the skeleton. And since we are using one of those abilities as well, or we're creating one of those abilities as well, that's very similar, we should just copy that. So for example, before we sprint dev into the description, I want to change the increase of the attack by, let's say, level 1 should be 50%. And then we could do plus level times 20%. Let's say for every level we gain 20%, so at level 1 we have 70%. This is just an arbitrary number that I made up. Not sure if it's going to work out or not. If it's balanced, we'll see. Okay, then we also have the bleed chance. I want this to be 100% to always bleed. And then I want to make the bleeds, or every bleed that we deal with this attack, deal 30% more damage. That is just a multiplier on top. So let's say we deal, I don't know, 100 bleed damage, and then this 30% would increase that to 130% bleed. Or 130 bleed. Okay, now we need to write a description that encapsulates all of this. We probably don't need the bleed chance, because we will just put in the description that it will bleed. Bleed this. Normally he opens them up a little like a puppy. Nice cock, bro. Do you watch Olympic Games, Cakez? No, I don't. I'm not interested in that. Okay. And for that we need to create another string. String. Wolf Fang Fist. Let's see. How far can I move this? God, I hate the delay on this. It's so frustrating watching the Twitch delay, and I'm not able to see exactly, like in real time, what's happening on stream. It's really annoying. Probably shouldn't be using the creator dashboard like that. As a stream preview. It's always behind. I wish I could make you hard. Guys, what is wrong with you today? Relax. It's all good. What is wrong? What's wrong with you today? Relax, okay? What the fuck? Alright. Let's put this here. Delete a what? Okay, so the Wolf Fang Fist. Let's go and take a look at the string that we had before. Scratch a close enemy. Dealing damage. That is physical damage. Dealing physical damage. And then this is where we put the pipe operators. What this means, I've explained this in like an earlier tutorial. You can put, or I can put pipes in here so that these pipes are being ignored, and I display a I can display an advanced skill description like that. So that will just say how much percentage physical damage do we use, or do we do. Dealing physical damage. And then I think comma. Or should we say, should we create a new sentence so that it is easier for non-English speaking people? We could say, this attack, or comma, inflicting a bleed that deals percentage point 0 F percent physical damage. What do you guys think? Scratch a close enemy, dealing physical damage, inflicting a bleed that deals that much damage. Inflicts bleed damage. Boink, go to horny jail. Do you have a Christmas tree? Yeah, we have a Christmas tree in the other room. Inflicts bleed damage. Or how about bleeding the target? Inflicting a bleed. Do you capitalize bleed? Oh no. Opens a wound. I hate that so much. Stop moving this, please. Oh, I hate that. I really hate that. Okay, let's see how that looks. Type point physical damage. Oh. Okay. Scratch a close enemy dealing physical damage. Inflicting a bleed that deals physical damage. What the fuck is that? Why? This is called yellow. This is turning it yellow. This one too, and this one too. It is a yellow that looks something like a physical attack. Inflicting. Spelled wrong. Oh. Inflicting was wrong. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. T was missing. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, now that we have the Fang Fist string, if we take a look, the first thing that we have to supply is the physical damage, the amount of damage that we do. Luckily, we already get that after we calculate the attack stat.
Gotcha, bitch.
And in order to do that, we take the... Oh, I see. We first supply the stats to the ability. So we give it, you know, the attack, the bleed chance, the bleed damage. And then, let's put the 30% here. And then we add those stats to the unit's stats. So basically, when the unit uses an ability, the unit has buffs as well, right? The unit has items, it has a skill tree, and all of those buffs, stats on the unit will then be merged with the ability so that we can display an accurate description of how much damage we currently deal. Let me see. So we get the damage here then and supply that. And then we also supply how much increased damage we deal. That is the percentage value right here. That is this one in the pipes. Could be that in the new engine I don't have this set up yet and I need to implement this as well. I don't know exactly if this is set up or not, but we still have to supply it. And then lastly we have to supply the bleed damage. And to be honest, I don't know if there is a get bleed damage function. So I need to mark this real quick. Bleed damage. Let me see. Bleed damage multi, dodge multi, bleed damage. There we go. Yep. Cakez is 77 IQ, at least I never heard anyone saying it. Bleed sounds weird to be honest. I think it's normal. Take a look at Path of Exile for example. You can inflict bleeding to an enemy up to 8 times. Your bleeding does not deal extra damage while the enemy is moving. Or this always comes to mind. Puncture is an ability. Puncture enemies causing a bleeding debuff, which will be affected by modifiers to skill duration. Puncture works with bows, daggers, claws or swords. Inflict bleeding. Okay, maybe we could not rename. Maybe we could rephrase this a little bit. Inflicting a bleeding. Oh, I hate that so much. A bleeding debuff. That deals physical damage. A bleeding effect? Well, I think it's a debuff since it's dealing damage. I don't think it's an effect. It is showing an effect, yeah, but it's a debuff. This is an editor though, not Path of Exile. Yeah, but this is exactly the same description as in Path of Exile, bro. Guys, I need to go to the bathroom real quick, okay? I will be right back real fast. I'm gonna run ads so that when I'm back, we don't have any ads, okay? Be right back real quick. Capitalize these nuts. Maybe we should debate about what nouns to use for the next 3 hours. Ads are in progress. Still in progress, okay. Well. I'm gonna wait. Veronica, thank you very much for following. I appreciate it very much. Didn't see that. Sorry I missed it. Inflicting a bleeding debuff that deals physical damage, yeah. Causes bleeding, inflicting physical damage for seconds. That's also a nice idea. Causes short temper, insomnia, muscle fatigue, penis shrinkage. My god, yeah, my phone still has ads, so I'm gonna wait. Okay, we are back now. Alright, okay, so we're gonna call it inflicting a bleeding debuff for now. If the description is any bad, or we guys don't, or we don't like it, then we just do something else in the future. But for now, we're gonna use it like this, and I want to turn this into a function. Now, this is the second place where I need bleeding damage. I'm pretty sure I will need more places where I want to get exactly how much bleeding damage I do. And so that means I need to create a function. Get poison DPS, get poison duration, get fork damage, get chain damage. I have all of these functions, and we need another one. Static float get bleed damage. We need stats. And I suppose that's it. Okay, this is it. We get the damage. Then we need to know how much bleed damage multiplier we have. That is a percentage value between 0 and whatever percent. And then we have dot multi as well. That is another multiplier that applies to something like fire damage, poison damage, cold damage over time. Any damage over time effect is what I call damage over time, or dot damage. And so there's like two multipliers here that happen together. And so first we multiply by the bleed multiplier, and then we multiply by the dot multiplier, and then we return the bleed damage. So it's quite a lot of calculation that's going on here. And I think I can use this here. I don't have to... We just need an address to the stats of the attacker. Good. I think I don't have the get bleed DPS function in here. Where did I define this function? The function is at 500. Okay, we have it. Cool. Okay, then we get the bleed damage by calling the function, and we supply that to the printf of the description. And this is the entire ability, actually. This is everything that we need to do. We have the name Wolfram Fist. We have the icon. That is this icon right here. It is a harmful ability, point and click. We ignore that one for now. We get 50, 70 attack. Level 1, we get a bleed chance of 100%. And we deal 30% more bleed damage. And then we have the description of it. Let's see what it looks like. I wonder if I have to restart the game. Or if it just works. I wonder. Let's see here. Scratch a close enemy dealing 68 physical damage. Okay, so the percentage needs to go. Inflicting a bleeding debuff that deals 88 physical damage. Alright. I made a mistake in the texts. Whenever you supply a percentage after something, it gives us a percentage in text. We don't want that. We want to know the exact values. But I think so far this looks really good. And oh fuck. Didn't change it, right? Or didn't keep it. Let's see. Let's save this. 68 physical damage, inflicting a bleeding debuff that deals 88 damage. So yeah, 30% more of 68 is 88 damage. So the calculation is correct. Very cool. I just noticed that there's an unused space here. We don't need that. And I think we also don't need the spaces here. Let me clean that up a little bit. I wonder how Cakez picks between references and a pointer. He just picked a pointer where a reference would have been preferred. I think it's total RNG how he picks. Congrats on 5,400 followers. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. A double splinter. Thank you very much. I know that I could use a reference here. And I know that I use the pointer instead. I just don't know at the moment, to be honest. I'm unsure how I should continue. Because I'm not going to go back to my program and replace every single pointer that I have by a reference. I'm done reworking my game, so I'll keep it like this for now. Okay, now how do we do wind slash? We create a projectile. But we try to get a target first, right? Okay. Now that we have the ability in the game, we also need to tell it, well, what happens when we activate it. And I have this activate ability function for that. And this is also another switch case over just different types of abilities. And I think the Fang Fist, first and foremost, will inflict damage on the target. Actually, Hä? I'm confused. Ability stats, yeah. Let's see. First and foremost, we're going to attack the target using our activator's ID so we know who is attacking, and using the stats of the ability because that stores exactly how much damage we do. And then I also want to create an effect. That is the slash effect now. Okay, we need to get the angle, we need to set a sprite ID. How are you? Hello there, Path. What are you making? Hello there, bro. I am making an ability right now that I'm trying to implement into my game, a wolf fang slash ability. I'm currently activating it, or I'm currently programming in the activation part together with an effect that displays. And I hope that it will just work. We'll see though. We're almost there. Sprite ID, swing duration and targets. Hello Aizen, good morning. Talking to made up chatters. Go fucking eat a dick, bitch. Just made a message himself on his alt account. Yeah, so I don't have to talk to myself. Yeah, true. Good morning, Aizen. Hello there. I'm not talking to you. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit. We want to use the sprite for the wolf fang slash. The angle is based on our attack direction. And the center is based on, well, where we start. Like the middle of our character. Our attack direction times our attack range divided by 2. Or maybe even further. So essentially, if our attack range is further away, if we take... Oh, great. If we take a look at this guy, if this is his attack if this is his attack range, then I want the wolf fang slash to be somewhere in the middle. Between where the center point of the unit is and the maximum range. So somewhere in the middle, this is where I want the slash to appear. Which is why this is such a big... Which is why this is such a big statement. Ah, I see. This needs to be a comma. Mobile game development. Companies switch to remote working due to better conditions. I had working remote. Mobile game development. Oh, hello, Yagmoto. Hope you're doing good. That's sad to hear. Why do you hate work? Why do you hate working from remote? Do you work less when you do so? Dodge. Anything else? How long will it be on? I think we keep it by 1 second and we don't want to keep it alive. We don't want to keep it alive. Scale per second. Maybe we can scale it. Layer. Huh? Oh, I see. Okay, we want to put the... I want to draw the effect in front of the unit. But it looks like the order in here is not correct. Yeah. We want to draw the effect in front of the unit. So essentially, whenever this unit uses the ability, it should be in front of the sword and the unit. And then we just need to add the effect to the effects on the game state. So that actually, so it is, oh my god! So it will display it properly. Okay guys, let's see. This is our first test. Wolf Fang Fist. I'm a little scared, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. This is, oh, it draws the scratch properly. That's nice. Very cool. But it didn't inflict bleeding. It didn't do that. What's the type of in front? Or if you're wondering what in front is, it's just a macro that adds epsilon on top of a layer that's already existing. It's a very low number, so that's definitely in front. Okay, so number one, I see the... Thank you very much for following, Recycle Crates. Number one, what I'm seeing is that the center should be used to determine the layer.
Gotcha, bitch.
And Pav Senga, thank you very much for following too. Okay, now we are using the center position to calculate the layer. Maybe that looks a little better. Mm-hmm. It's still behind. The reason why it's behind is because the skeleton moves down, right? Alright. And now this is where we play around a little bit with the rendering options. So for example, what about additive blending on the effect? How does that look? Maybe we can scale it a little bit. Hello there, Rux. Good morning. Some devs don't even make games on their channel, but Cakez does, yep. Good morning, Mr. Cakez. Good morning, Solidicat. Hello there. Hope you're doing good, bro. I do make games on my channel, yes, but it's not the best thing that you could do for content. 100%. If you want to make content, then programming, sitting there programming all the time is not the best content. Okay, maybe we can scale it a little bit. Fuck. Ah, fuck. I need to see it again. Okay, now I'm trying to keep... No, now I'm trying to... I'm not gonna continue until I know what I'm gonna say. Oh, like, I hate this in English, you know? I really do. Now I'm trying to... No. I'm trying to say that I'm trying out that the duration of this thing is 30 milliseconds. I want it to be visible for 30 milliseconds. No, 300 milliseconds. And then I'm keeping it alive for another 200 milliseconds. So the entire duration of it will be 500 milliseconds. So half a second. Unfortunately, it disappears too fast. Okay. Ja. Maybe if you keep changing variables, it's gonna work. Well, this is what it looks right now. I don't think I want it to scale per second. Yeah, this is just a trial and error a little bit, you know. Maybe make it so that the effect is a little bit treated as a little bit further down below. Like my English, man. How is it always down? That makes no sense. I really hate that these guys attack me. Wait, I have an idea. The center could just be the origin of the target. I have an idea. This is actually really good. We had a much better, cooler looking scratch earlier. Refusing to answer DMs? Can you animate... what do you mean? He does not even use functions often. Do you use the OOP design pattern? No, Jordan, I don't use the OOP design pattern. I'm just trying to find a solution to a problem and then go and implement that. You know what? I'm going to make this red with blood. Actually. Awesome. And then in the Wolf Fang Fists, we do not rotate this anymore because now we're just going to display it on the enemy. Ah, okay. So the last thing, we need to flip the sprite properly when we attack to the left or when we attack to the right. Oh yeah. Should be gray black instead of white emo. You mean the slash itself? Looks fine to me. Should we try black? We can try black. Sure. Let's try. Unfortunately, they attack back, so my units keep dying. I can't use additive blending then, though. Additive blending doesn't work with black. We can only make it transparent, so normal blending. Well, I think the only way for that to work is if we give it an outline then. More noticeable. Yeah, I mean, we can do it like this. That's fine. Now we just need to flip the sprite based on the direction. Okay, so if our activator, which is ourself, if the defender is attacking to the right, then I want to flip the sprite to the right as well. SFML plus C++, this is just C++, there is no SFML. Then we just add a rendering option that flips the X coordinate of our sprite. And now it's in the other way around. So I think this is good. Maybe we could make this grow a little bit. Scale per second. Hmm? Ah. Was complaining. Don't flip based on direction, it's lame. Why? Where would that be lame? Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. What do you guys think? We just have one problem. Just a tiny problem. I don't see any bleeding. These guys don't bleed. Let's find Wolf Fang Fists. The attack here does not seem to be inflicting any bleeding. Let's see what happens. Yeah, memory copy, of course. Physical damage. 68 physical damage, yeah. And then we inflict the damage. That is physical damage. Let's see. Maybe bleeding is just not strong enough to inflict any damage. That could be it. Check if the target blocked the attack. Physical damage. Armor. Well, the enemy has 100 armor. That is making it a little bit difficult to deal any damage. And our armor appears is 0, essentially. So, yeah. The armor is 100. We have an impact, and then we try to deal any damage, which is 0 damage, or 10. Yeah. Then we play the hit sound. What is that? Final damage. So, this is where we get the bleed chance. Please tell me it's 100%. Ah. There was an error here. I should have used the stats that I supply. And over here as well. Okay. Game looking nice, man. Thank you, Coffee Lover. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much. Add blood pools and blood spread with opacity and reflections. I already have blood splatters. God damn it. Yeah, I still need to fix this game over menu. I'll probably do this tonight. We added in a scratch ability today, Coffee Lava. We're almost done. Please tell me we get 100% bleed chance now. 100%. What if we have more than 100? Well, it just needs to be lower than the bleed chance. So if we have 130% bleed chance, it doesn't matter. Now, how much bleed damage do we do? 88. Correct. Now we are applying a bleed damage buff. Finally, so this was the problem. We had 0% bleed chance. Awesome. There we go. There's the bleed. Look at this. He's inflicting it every attack. I could slow it down a little bit. Sexy, yeah. And now this is where we start. Now this is the cool thing about the ability, now that it is finally done. You see how it's dealing 68 physical damage? Well, what if we take this sword right here, the wooden sword that gives us 20 attack? It should give me more damage. Where the fuck do these come from? Huh? What the fuck? Hey! What the fuck? Where did these guys come from? Huh? What the hell? You can't do that! Oh, ouch. The health bar doesn't seem to be going down. Yeah, they are very strong. They have 100 armor. And I don't have enough damage. Its chance is low, but still. Won't that trigger with 0% bleed chance too? 0 equals? Or maybe... Let me check here. 0 equals 0. You're right, there was a problem. I should have probably checked. I needed to roll 1 to 100. We need to have at least 1%. Why is the name called Wolf Fang, but the icon is a wolf claw? Well, the reason why the ability is called Wolf Fang is because of Yamcha. That's why. In his memory of being the weakest of the Z team. Let me think. Let me think. What was the issue again? What issue did we have? What did we just discover? What was the issue? Did we have an issue? There was an issue. Wasn't there an issue? Didn't I have a problem? Like, it's not done yet. There was one problem. Ah, yeah. If I get a weapon upgrade, it doesn't show me an increase in damage, which it should. So I think we have to apply the items first before we apply the skill tree. Damage did not change. Yeah, the damage did not change. So that is one more bug that we have to fix real quick. I think it is an order of operations bug. So we apply the items first. Then we apply meta progression. Then we apply skill tree. Apply abilities. Skills section. There we go. For every ability. We increase the time passed. I think it's apply skill tree. Maybe the stats don't change. I wanna test something. Stat attack damage. Okay. Let's see how much damage our hero is doing whenever he gets a new weapon. I think the damage is still the same. 60 damage. Let's say we get another upgrade. Now we deal 70 damage. Okay. Then how come when we apply the skill tree, we have our abilities, hold the new abilities to compare with the currently active ones. Store the abilities. And then keep the ability cooldowns and other data. New ability, time passed. I copy over the new ability. And I create the ability using the hero's stats. Why does the ability not get increased damage? It should be. So for example, if I get Wind Slash on this guy, it's 32 physical damage. And then it's 48. So it looks like this ability is probably programmed wrong. It's gotta be here. Let's see. Hä? Good morning, Jose. Hello there. How are you doing? Oh man, I hate this when this happens, you know? Because everything's working other than this one thing. Come on. What am I doing wrong? Good morning to who Cakez? It's on YouTube. Yesterday you told me you use OpenGL. Good man. It's on YouTube, Jose. It's not on Twitch. Twitch seems to be very, like, at least last couple of days, Twitch seems to be very quiet. Yeah, OpenGL is good. Instead, you told me use OpenGL instead of Vulkan, yeah. Because Vulkan, in my opinion, takes so long to program in. Jose, if you can retweet, have a nice day, man. Look at this nice guy. Look at this nice guy. Why does the damage not change? I don't understand. What is the difference between wind slash? This one. Wind slash. Wind slash. I have too many abilities, holy shit. I increased the stats. I set the stats here, so what is the issue? I don't understand. How? At least the damage should change. It's exactly the same. I do exactly the same. The damage should change. Why is it not changing the damage? At least the damage. At least one stat should be affected. But it's still 68 physical damage. Which I think is not correct. Seems to always be 68 physical damage. Huh? I don't understand that. There is a song playing on Twitch. Ah, okay, there's a song playing on Twitch. Yeah, there's a song playing on Twitch. That's true. On Twitch I have music, but on YouTube I don't. Because I get demonetized immediately. It's time for debugging session. No, this is dumb, you know? Like, everything was working perfectly until this point, and every single day there has to be at least this one thing that's pissing me in the leg, or on the leg. So every fucking day, because I literally do exactly the same thing here. As I do with the other ability. I do exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Then why? Unless I'm doing something wrong. I copied that! Ah! Now I'm getting angry. I copied the fucking thing, bro. What do you mean? I copied this stuff right here. Let me see. An 8-bit song. How do you add them? Show the operator. Yeah. Ability Wolf Fang Fist. So, like this. Huh. This is changed. Interesting. If maybe that is the problem. Maybe that's actually the problem. No. That would be so stupid if that was the problem. One message per minute still misses it. I'm missing it because this fucking thing doesn't fucking work! And it's pissing me off. That's why I'm missing it, because I'm focusing on this. It's pissing me off that this such stupid thing can even happen. It is pissing me off. Yes. Because it shouldn't. Show the operator. Well, the operator just takes the base values and adds them together, and the values and adds them together. And this operator just adds float values together. It just adds float values together. And now it's frustrating because I really want to do something else. God, every fucking day. Give me one time that it works, man. God, it's so frustrating, man. Because it's so simple. Okay, I'm sorry, but oh my god, this is so annoying. Why do you get the same damage? Are you adding same value? Let's see here. It's not being recreated. Why not? Why are you not recreating the ability? Don't hit me that, please. I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated that, like, this is the easiest way to program something and it still goes wrong. I'm just disappointed, man, that every time this happens. Like, come on, give me a fucking easy W once! God. Come on. When I apply the skill tree, I find... Oh, I know why. Oh, this is stupid. So I know why. It's because this ability is not trained yet, and so we can't actually physically train this ability if we wanted to. We couldn't even, like, in my code to train these abilities, I actually don't know that these, I shouldn't even display those because I don't have them unlocked on the skill tree. On the skill tree they are not unlocked. The only thing that is unlocked is this one. This is the root ability, and so that one has 1 out of 5. These ones have 0 out of 5, and therefore they shouldn't even be unlockable, or I shouldn't even be able to train them. So it was a dumb mistake like that. Okay, let's just turn this into a root and this one not. Save. Now this one is root ability and it should find it. So okay. Alright, the cool thing is now if we train, if we use a sword, or we don't train a sword, if we buy a sword, yeah, now we deal 102 physical damage and 133 debuff. It's the most time so-called stupid mistake, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Like, I thought it was, I knew it was gonna be a stupid mistake. Yep. What's the problem in game? No problem anymore. So now we can actually buff this ability. Hopefully it does more damage. Well, I'm not gonna reach 100 armor PSMI. Excalibur. So that is 90 armor PS. With this weapon I should be able to deal enough damage to kill these guys. And then bleed damage 10%. Alright, so this guy should, in theory, be powerful enough. Give him a cool helmet. Attack 40%. Okay, this is the Sensenmann. This is the Reaper. Oh yeah! Now that, 170 damage. Wow, they still deal so much damage to me? Uh-oh. Goodness. I can't heal him. Ah, fuck, he attacked me. Do I deal enough damage now? No, still 10 damage. Yeah, because of the armor. Make a button to copy a tower with all its upgrades. Copy a tower? No. You will not be able to spawn these towers so easily and so fast, and especially with those items. Yeah, now he's strong enough. See? You can actually survive them. Uh-oh. If you have enough defense. Wall of Nature, Armor, Knockback Resistance, Millennium Shield, Fire, Bleed Chance, Bleed Damage, Cast Speed. Oh, look at that. Damn, that looks good. The bleed damage isn't really that big, is it? Damn, he's taking a lot of damage. Oh shit. The interface selection noise sounds like a gulp, except I feel it in the back of my skull. The bleed damage is not shown as a number, just as the blood drops. The bleed damage is not shown as a number, no, because... well... I think it would be too many numbers on screen, to be honest. Because I apply the damage numbers every frame. Or I apply bleed damage every frame. It's not like I apply this every couple of seconds. It's every frame. And so I don't know if it's a good idea to... Yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea. To be honest. So yeah. So I think I'll keep it like this, but yeah, I think the bleed damage, or I mean what I could do is I display one number in red that keeps ticking up. Is there an option to select an MP3 sound list folder in the game to select custom soundtracks? No. Why would I do that? That sounds like some useless stuff to me that has nothing to do with the game, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest with you there. Okay, guys. I'm very happy about this. We made a new ability today. Wolf Fang Fist. Scratch a close enemy, dealing 221 physical damage, inflicting a bleeding debuff that deals 287 physical damage. Cool. And now that I read this, after the comma, there should be, or before the comma, there should be no space. Not sure why. Oh, I guess because... What are you gonna do now, Cakez? PogChamp. I will play PoE. We'll play Path of Exile now. I wanna continue on my character. If I don't, then I will lose interest in the game. I was literally working on my game all day yesterday. Literally no break. And so, like that... made a huge difference. Guys, what do you think about the visuals, by the way? No Randy? Oh, we can watch a Randy video. How about we watch a Randy video first? I totally forgot, yeah. We're gonna watch the designing a new building system for my survival game. How about this? Let's see here. I think he's with his camera to the right, so we fit here. Okay. Okay, so Randy has a new video and he has been making very good devlogs and I really like watching those. It's very interesting to see the progress. And this time he's making a building system, a new base building system. I wonder how that turns out.
Today we're going to simplify the hell out of base building. Right now how it works is you take some stones, you pull up to this guy, repair the base totem, and it kind of gives you like a range to build in. That's kind of hard to see down there. That's
yeah, that's difficult to see, true.
You know, you can expand out this way, plonk that down, get some workbench stuff going. But I'm not a fan of this base totem thing, and I'm not a fan of like the range here. And I think I've got an idea for how I can simplify that and make the design more elegant. If you're new around here, what's going on? My name is Randy, and I'm making a survival crafting game. Don't forget to watch the game on Steam, link down in the description. Right now we're on the arc of simplifying
so
the
weird hovering X. Well, is it really weird? It's only weird if you focus on that and the gameplay is shit, in my opinion. If you think about Terraria, it is also weird that the axe slashes slower than you actually destroy blocks. You know? Why does it have hands then? It's an indie game, bro.
I've simplified the attack animations. I've simplified the enemies. And today we're gonna simplify the base building. Coffee's at the ready. So the first thing I want to do is open up the world. So I'll beef up the world radius to 4,000. We're actually gonna completely yeet this base totem, and we're gonna smack the player right in the center of the world. Sweet, so now we've got a lot of space. Oh, we're back to the open world. I still don't exactly know what I'm gonna do about these edges, but we can just pretend it's not a problem for now, which personally is my favorite way of solving problems. Oh no, I forgot to pull, and now we got a merge conflict. No! So now that we got no starting point really, the player has to specify the start of their base, which...
Can't you just build anywhere? Like, why would you have to... Can't you just build 2 bases? Wouldn't it be easier to have an arbitrary amount of bases? And then if a base is destroyed, you just move on to another one? Sounds easier
like
to me.
Feels a whole lot better than saying like, hey, here's your base, build. Like the first thing you do when you boot up a survival craft game is go find
Maybe they're
nice
using
spot
build to make fools.
It's half the fun. I'll spend hours just traveling around in Minecraft until I find the perfect spot to build my base.
Why are you guys talking about milking? What is wrong with you guys? Who's talking about milking?
Now, granted, there's not a lot to see in this world yet, but baby steps. So the first action I want the player to take is to place down this core of their base. And then, you know, they'll prop up walls and just start building out from there. So we'll export.
I mean, can't you... Like, what I don't understand is the following. Why can't you just build a wall anywhere in the world? And then there exists a wall anywhere in the world. Like, wouldn't that be easier? You're like, okay, so I'm gonna place a wall here, I'm gonna place a wall here, and then I'm gonna place you could even place a crafting table anywhere, just like in Minecraft, right? I think it would be easier, to be honest.
Oh man, the coffee's kicking in.
See, this is why I started drinking coffee too now, because I realized that, you know, I could drug myself and be a little bit more not professional, not efficient, productive. Be a little bit more productive, you know.
And plonk it down like that. Alright, so I've got an idea for how this is going to work. The first step of the plan is to get some grass in. Now, I drew this sprite a while back. Let's just try to practice drawing ground. But that's not the important part.
This one looks really good, actually. I like it. It is not too detailed, and it gives away exactly what it is. Ground.
Sprite a while back.
Coffee builds the modern world. True, yeah.
That's not the important part. The important part are these little grass blades. So I'm going to try and get them in the game. Also, what I'm doing right now is, this can 100% be automated as well. It's just, I'm too far gone at this point now is
this an enum? Is this an enum, guys? Append new res entries here. Don't break ordering unless you want broken bones. Yeah, this is what I did with my enums too for a long time. Let's take a look at the numbers. See that? He had a lot of sprites in between the ironwood tree and the rock seed. And it's gone. Yep.
This can 100% be automated as well. It's just, I'm too far gone at this point.
Yeah, listen, more important to make a game.
I'll try my best to get it right in the next game.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
so many examples of things like that throughout the code base where, you know, I could go in and I could rework them and make it.
Think of Undertale. A bunch of ifs everywhere.
better.
Massive
But at the end of the
success.
day, a game just needs to be shipped, man.
Exactly.
So
True.
I'm just gonna keep cavemanning the shit out of it till
True.
we got a Steam
True.
game up on the shelves.
True.
So I'm gonna go ahead and generate those
True.
in the world real quick. And there we go, we got a bunch of scuffed grass. I probably shouldn't make these entities. Now that I think about it, I should just render them immediate mode every single frame. So I'll just move that over to here real quick. Now they're just phasing in and out of existence because we're grabbing them randomly every single frame. To get around that, every single time we come into here, we're just gonna push the world seed. So that way it gives the same pattern every single time. And now we've got constant grass rendered every frame, immediate style, baby. Now bear with me for a sec.
Let me see here. I don't understand this exactly. So this is why is he pushing a random seed? Is this happening every frame? And then draw sprite deferred, takes the transition, or the transforms transition. Not transition. Position. He's moving the position of the of the grass. What? He pushes it so the grass spawns always in the same place. Is this like initialization? Because he said every frame. This seems to be happening every frame. Parallax offset is the camera's position times the z near divided by 100. You see that? So this is drawing it every frame. But he still needs to push the random seed. To me it seems like rendering the grass each frame to the same place. Yeah, to me too. Okay, I mean, okay, fine. Looks a little bit weird, but okay.
The reason why I'm doing this will become apparent in about 30 seconds. Next, I'm going to take the base range, which I'm going to have to write a new algorithm for since we've changed a lot when it comes to the base building. And then we just basically leave that off if we're in the base range. And now, look at that.
Aha, so, okay, get rid of grass.
Add some room for the base. The general idea here is that if it's grass, you can't build on it. But if the grass has been removed, then that's like your domain.
Grass. You can't build on grass. Really?
And that's where you build. We can go ahead and place our crafting table down. The game's slowly but surely getting back into a playable state. Not quite there yet, there's still a few things I need to do, and I'll tackle a little bit more of that tomorrow. I'm gonna redraw the grass so there's a better sense of boundary. There we go, that's feeling a lot better. So now I've just got to get this lined up properly because there's like 2 tiles on this side, but 3 on this side, and it's like, what's going on? Like, in terms of the grass itself, I'm pretty sure it's like only 3 tiles long, so 48 pixels. So this is a bit too naive, I need to fix it. Alright, so I managed to get the tiles behaving nicely. So now when we place a stone down, they'll be 3 to each side, no matter what. My solution was just to reduce the complexity and actually just make
better to have some limitations to make solutions more interesting, I guess.
Makes things so much easier. Because earlier we had this acting as like a 3 tile wide thing, which is a bit of a no-no because it's like, what happens if I place the rock here? Next, what I want to do is figure out how to make this crafting table fit on the tile grid better, because it's 2 wide instead of 1. The walls work because it's like 3 wide, so it's got like a nice odd division there. But this is even. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe make the crafting table just a little bit smaller.
Force things to not be even. But that feels like a cop-out. So I'm going to fix it. So I think the easiest way to fix this is to just edge case it, put an if statement in. If the structure tile width is even, I think just going to nudge it a little bit by like half the tile width, so that way I think it might shove it onto the grid properly. There we go. I think I got that working. Can't go out of the range, but we can.
I mean, I guess.
Plonk it inside, get on with our crafting. Brought to you by Caveman Solutions. Last but not least, we're going to get them walls back in. Okay,
I see. So it's shifting at half a tile because I see now.
Brains run out of juice. I'm gonna sell this tomorrow. There we go. We don't have them blocking the placement anymore. Now that brings up a new question of simplifying these guys, because right now it's like a plant. You go up, you harvest it, and then it takes a while to regrow. But then it's like, oh well, how do I destroy this and move it around? It kind of complicates things. Actually, why don't we just like hit it with the axe? It just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You can still also have the interaction to harvest if you don't want to destroy it. So that way you can like kind of make farms, I guess. Maybe that'll work. Who knows, man? Now we're getting a bit off track here for the base building, but that's okay. We like tangents. So let's go do that real quick.
You can't build on stone roads.
Like inching forward bit by bit. Like I'm really quite optimistic about the future of this. I think actually taking the time to sit down here and strip away everything to its core and try simplify the game has been a really good decision in hindsight, because I really was considering just like throwing my hands up in the air and just like pushing it out on Steam and not caring. But it's like then I just have a shit game, so it's like why not just
I have the same. I actually have the same thing in my game, because I noticed that whenever I implemented items and the stat system all together, I noticed that it literally became an ARPG at that point. I was making an ARPG in a tower defense game. And at some point you're just making way too many things in one type of game, especially if you're an indie developer. And it just takes so long to get the game going then, or to get to a point where you can call your game finished or good enough to be released. Yeah, you have crossed that line a while ago, yeah. But still, I think at the moment it is fine enough with this skill tree. But this is literally just, you know, some indie games create like 1, maybe 2 characters that you can play, maybe 3 characters at most. And then they have at most a couple of abilities, and then you run around to dodge a bunch of bullets. So there is definitely like the scope is just way bigger now. For every hero that I have, I need to implement like at least 8 abilities. It's not just a game now, your actions have real consequences. But it's like, it depends. Stardew Valley was also a big project, and this guy also managed to do it. So we'll have to see.
To make it good, you know, at least to the best of my ability. I can see it now though, like new enemies coming in, attacking the base. Like I feel like I've got line of sight on making it good. We'll see though.
Yeah, you still need to have like probably knockback on the wall, right? I don't think the enemies can just jump through your wall. I'm pretty sure that's what he... Oh, actually he has a new video on that, yeah.
Weeks to cook. Now that we're going down this route, I'm also just gonna make a little fiber seed. So I've split the drops out into 2. We've got the loot drops and we've got the harvest drops. So the loot drops happen when you just destroy it, right? And the harvest drops happen when you harvest it. But if you destroy it, you'll destroy the whole thing and actually get the seed, which you can replant. So that's pretty cool. And when you're destroying it, it actually has a chance to duplicate the seed. So now you got a little bit more. You can build up a farm.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. So it's like a Minecraft.
That's such a simple, elegant solution to the whole destroying problem. I like it. Before I had a really ugly solution. I had this destroyer's hammer, which you could, you know, craft and then hold, and then you could go around destroying things with it. But that was icky. And I was thinking, oh, maybe we do a complicated thing where in build
I mean, in Terraria you also only have your axe, right? Do you have different weapons or different harvesting tools in Terraria, or do you just use the pickaxe? You run around and destroy everything with a pickaxe. As far as I know, you just use the pickaxe, and then sometimes if you want to fish, you use a fishing lure.
But that was too complicated. But this, just whack it. Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, now we're talking. Oh, Finally, that problem is solved. That's been pissing me off for so long.
Hammer,
But
pickaxe,
sometimes you
axe,
just
yeah.
gotta sit on them and just wait for the solution to come along. Man, this is actually starting to feel good. So the next thing I want to do is, I was gonna say force this to like only be placed here and then here and then here. So that way you're forced to like start the center and build out. But like, we don't actually really need that restriction. Because I mean, yes, a player could technically just do that and then put up a wall that way. But we've actually got a rested buff in the game at the moment. So like when you enter your base and it's like fully enclosed off, you get a buff which, you know, restores health.
By the way, like, what do the backwards even do? I don't think he has explained that yet. Like, is it that enemies cannot come from behind, but they seem to always come from the side?
And you lose hunger slightly slower and stuff like that. So you're incentivized to build out your base that way. Like, we don't actually need to be entirely anal.
He just said he gets a buff. Yeah, but he gets a buff when he's inside of his base.
Main void, print balls.
Rennie's videos are good.
0.
Yeah, they are. They are. That is true. I guess it's just aesthetic. I think it's aesthetic as well at the moment. I don't think they have any particular purpose. Because you could just build a ramp to the right and a ramp to the left. Rest it only happens if the whole room is surrounded by walls. Ah, so you know that. Okay. I didn't know that.
To do exactly this every single time. Just gently nudge him in that direction, you know? So I think that's fixed. Best way to solve the problem is to realize it's not a problem to begin with. So now the last thing I want to do is make this auto flip when we go around to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. We're running out of memory again. VS Code's feeling a little hungry with...
Why does he get there? Like, what is he using? Is it... You know what it is? And you know what it's gonna be? I don't think it's VS Code. I think it's actually his extension. The J extension. Like, no cap. Like, what else would that be?
I don't want to be like Cakez.
LSP? Yeah, but which LSP he's using J? I don't think there is LSP yet for J. And if that is, then it's the J extension. So it's not Visual Studio Code, actually. Yeah, the J LSP. Wow. Okay, so someone's got to tell him, I guess. There are tons.
22 gigabytes. It's because there's a memory leak in the LSP I'm using. It's alright.
I see,
if
okay.
our XPOS is less than the XPOS of the base
You just said it.
then we will do a flip. And now we should have the sprite being flipped around the base point. So if we go over the other side, well, that's awkward. Take two. Yeah.
See, like, this is the power of YouTube videos, right? So I'm gonna tell you what happens here. Okay?
Well, that's awkward.
So he's like, oh, that's awkward. Right? And then like 5 hours later...
Take two.
Take two. But what you don't see in between is, you know, the struggle. That's the power of YouTube. Just like earlier today, you know, when we just didn't do any bleed damage. It's fucking ability.
Yeah. We're back, baby. Keep crushing it, boys.
Programming base defense for my survival craft game. Okay, yeah. We're gonna watch this tomorrow, guys. Okay, we're gonna leave this for tomorrow.